And now, a fresh look at today's top stories and what people are talking about in America's finest city. It's Inside San Diego.
Steroid use has been in the headlines recently with questions about Major League Baseball players and Olympic athletes.
There is a growing concern about high school students getting their hands on some of these illegal substances. KUSI's Lene Lewis is live in Talmadge with more on that. Good morning. Lene?
Good morning, Sandra. Right now, students at Hoover High School are getting a very important lesson about the dangers of steroid use. And joining me this morning is the program coordinator, Alan Bowyer. Thank you for being here this morning.
You bet, thank you.
You picked San Diego for a very specific reason. Tell us why you're here.
Well, a couple of reasons. The organization that we are the coordinators for is SAMHSA, Substance and Mental Health Services Administration. It's under the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And they've asked us to come to 10 different cities to present a program, an anti-steroid program for high school students. It's called The Dangers of Anabolic Steroids in High School Athletes, and it's a huge problem. In San Diego, the problem is unique because you are so close to the border. And a lot of the times people will go across the border and they'll get animal veterinary grade steroids that are used in cattle and horses, and they'll be mislabeled and they'll bring them back not knowing, and they'll inject these steroids into themselves with the hopes of cheating, in the hopes of getting ahead, to the likes of Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, as of late the 7-time Cy Young winner Roger Clemens. He too has been named with anabolic steroid abuse.
Now, there is a unique way, too, that you try to get through to these students by sharing personal stories of things that have happened to other young people that they can relate to directly as well. Tell us a little bit about the main story that you're telling.
You bet. One of our sponsors is the Taylor Hooten Foundation. Taylor Hooten was a 17-year-old baseball pitcher for his high school in Plano, Texas. Coaches told him he needed to get bigger, and he did so with many other players using anabolic steroids. Went into a deep depression. A couple months later, went into his bedroom, hooked 2 belts up, and hung himself in his bedroom.
His family wants to get the word out to all the other young people about how dangerous these drugs are.
It is. It's TaylorHootenFoundation.org. And you can go there and you can get great information as parents to see what the warning signs are, as student athletes to see what the damage is, and sometimes irreversible problems are with steroids.
Do you feel like the kids are listening to you, that you're actually getting through to them?
You know, it's really great. We start out with a light message by a comedian, national comedian Ryan Hamilton. We talk about the clinical aspects of steroids, but then we get to Taylor Hooten's father, who in tears says, if I can just save one student athlete from seeing what happened to them as what happened with my son, then it'll be worth it. And it's really quiet. And we bring in professional athletes. We've got law enforcement, DEA, sergeant from the San Diego Police Department that's here. They're all speaking a wonderful message to these kids.
Mr. Bowyer, thank you so much for taking time with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sandra, there you have it, a very important message that they want to get through to the kids. And San Diego was picked as one of the cities that they're stopping in to pass that message on, and they're very hopeful that the kids will listen to what they have to say.
Boys and girls alike.
Boys and girls alike.
Very good. Thank you very much, Lene.
You're welcome.
NBC 739 First News at 4.
A nationwide anti-steroid awareness campaign makes a stop in San Diego today. Organizers and volunteers talked to students at Hoover High School this morning about the dangers of steroids. The event hosted by the U.S. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Agency. Officials say steroid use is a problem in high school because it is not tested as it is in college and professional sports. And these experts say it is particularly a big issue here. At any rate, we have a bigger problem with steroids in many other parts of the country, not the least of which is their availability over the border. Experts say 1 out of every 20 high school athletes is using steroids.